Hello there, LBHT crew. Man, we were literally sitting here for 2 minutes waiting for this thing to go live. Okay, we got a new setup here. If you haven't noticed, okay, um, we figure it's time. It's time to roll it out. All right, but it's I'm getting used to, but I think it's gonna be for the better. But all right, we are here. Okay, because you just finished watching Super Bowl 58, where the reigning champs Kansas City Chiefs take it again. All right, in overtime. What was the final score?
Well, the final score was 25-22 in overtime.
There you go. Right there, right on the screen. 25-22. You like that? You like that graphic? Yeah. Third Super Bowl win in the last 5 years for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
They are officially a dynasty. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that we try to warn Ravens fans early on in the season. Do not write this team off. As long as Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback, the road to the Super Bowl will always go through Kansas City. Doesn't mean we can't beat them, obviously. The Ravens could beat them. But can't sleep on them. And this is why. They know how to win. And I don't know if you guys caught what Patrick Mahomes said right afterwards when they're interviewing him. He said, "Oh, no, we're not done yet. We're going to celebrate, and then we're going to get back to work." Like, he's already thinking about next year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, that defense is young and very good, and they just need to add one receiver to that offense, and then they will be the best team in the league again.
Yeah. Guys. All right.
So
Salute to the chat. Where's the chat? Let me see. Where
it's
do I
under
find comments at?
comments.
I'm clicking on it. I don't see it. I don't see it though.
It's right there. It's under comments.
I see the comments tab, but I don't see the comments on my screen. You saying it's right there? That's on your screen, not on my screen.
I mean, I don't know what your issue is. All the comments are right there.
All right, so B's gonna bring up the comments.
Like MDT Sports saying the cheating Chiefs win again,
Okay,
and
I
Lamar
found them.
Jackson's still better than Mahomes ever be. I'm not sure how they cheated in this game, but all right.
Okay, here's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna call them cheaters. All right, we're not gonna call them cheaters
There
because
wasn't even anything objectionable in that game, really.
yeah. What's up, Killer? Says mucho gusto, Brodny. Salute. Says hola, Jose. Okay. Yeah, these comments take a little while to get up here, but that's all right. Marcus Payne, what's going on? Said that should have been us. I agree. What's going on, Buck? Says Brodny and all his damn headroom.
You about to get banned, Buck.
Let's see. On One Tone Studios, he says it's all fraudulent, equivalent of drinking applesauce because the fraud Pat Mahomes ain't got enough. Okay, all right, you're trolling. All right, pay the bills going on. Says Purdy super average. Yeah, but you can win with that. I mean, like they were right there.
Yeah, they can win with that in a small window.
Yeah,
that window is rapidly closing for them.
Yeah,
but they could have won.
Yeah, that's the thing, and this is what Cam Newton has been trying to tell everybody, and that is, yes, he's a game manager. Never said you can't win with a game manager. It's just that you're not a game changer, and the other team, the Chiefs, had a game changer, and he showed it.
Yeah,
right. That was the difference in the game. The game manager got you a field goal when you're right there in the red zone. The game changer got you a touchdown. That's the difference.
Yeah. But Brock didn't play, awful.
No,
he wasn't good. He missed a lot of throws, missed a couple of would-be touchdown passes, but all in all, I mean, he was fine. The Chiefs were just a tiny bit better.
Yeah. All right, how many people we got in here? Is it about 50, 54? All right. Hit that like button. Oh, 57. Oh, okay. You guys are coming in here.
I kind of disagree with this one, AJ. AJ C Senior says had to be one of the boringest games ever. Harbs will never beat his daddy Andy Reid in a playoff or Super Bowl game. I thought it was a great game.
Yeah, I didn't
think that was boring at all.
No, it was a fun game. I mean, it wasn't a high scoring game, but it was a good game. Very competitive.
So Felipe. So Jose, Ravens fans are starting to say that we need Bosa or Mac. You guys are correct. We Ravens fans are delusional.
Bosa or Mac, huh? Like both of those guys stay hurt.
Well, thank you, Danity. Danity says, "Oh my God, the comment display is so nice."
Thank you. Salute. All right. So yes, we got a new setup here. All right. So I mean, it's gonna take a little getting used to. But if you're looking for the super chat, all right. If you're new here, we do super chat like we always have. Right below B, $ LBHT show. That's what that QR code is. Okay. $ LBHT show. That is the Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Stream Labs page. Okay. Stream Labs page is same as the Stream Elements. Click on it. All right. Leave your donation, leave your comment, and you'll get a nice little animation. Whoa, it's on this whole screen now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not right next to my shoulder anymore.
No.
Well, we'll find out. Somebody drop a donation so we see what it looks like. I don't even know what it looks like now. All right. And yes, you see right up here, patreon.com/LBHT show. You'll see a lot of things flash on the screen right there. All right. That's how you can support the show for as little as $5 a month if you're enjoying the content. All right. If you're new here, all right, first, hit that subscribe button. But we cover a lot of Ravens and Panthers on this channel. As you can see right behind me, he's got the Cam Newton background. So we're going to be talking a lot of Ravens and Panthers this offseason. We have a lot to discuss. So don't think just because the season's over that, there's not a lot of football to talk about. There's a lot of football to talk about. And we're going to ramp up the NBA as well because, we talk sports on this channel. But going to be a lot of Ravens and Panthers content, a lot. All right. Yeah. But back to the Super Bowl. I mean, what was that? There it is.
There it is.
Hendo, salute.
In the 5. Thank you, Hendo. Appreciate it.
What's that say?
Let me pull
this
up.
This was the Ravens' best something.
This was the Ravens' best chance to beat the Chiefs. Buck with the $3 tip. Thank you very much. That should be an interesting offseason for all teams. Have a good show, crew.
Salute. And that was Buck's donation for $3. What did Buck say?
I just read what Buck said.
Oh, what about Hendo?
I read what Hendo said before that.
Oh, you read both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded like one comment. All right. Thank you both. Salute.
Yes.
Salute. Where do we see the comments on here?
Wow.
Shout out to D Weezy for a $3 donation. It was a great Super Bowl for this degenerate. Okay. All right. Yeah. Look, we getting used to these animations, but yes. I this is a change for the better. Jay the 6, what's going on? Says, especially with the Panthers about to get right. Man, I'm telling you, we're going to be discussing a whole lot. We already got a video in the works. Hendo's helping us put that together for the Ravens one, and then we got one getting ready to come out for the Panthers as well. And that's just the beginning, okay? Because, I mean, there's two themes. There's two themes going on this channel, okay? One, the rebuild, okay? Panthers, right? Path to the rebuild. Ravens, path to the comeback, all right? We're coming back strong next year. That's going to be us next year. I'm telling y'all, that's going to be us next year. All right. Don't you worry about that. It should have been us tonight. It'll be us next year. But tonight is the Chiefs' night. They are a dynasty. Pat Mahomes is that guy. All right. I'm assuming I didn't see. Did he win Super Bowl MVP? I assume he won it.
I assume so. There wasn't really another choice, but I did not check either. I came straight here.
Yeah. I think there were times both teams during this game had a chance to really pull away, and they literally fumbled it away. Like the Chiefs could have went up early with a big touchdown, and then they fumbled it, right? And Travis Kelce let Andy Reid know on the sideline, kind of violently said, "Hey."
If he was a little darker, that would have turned ugly.
Who was it? AJ Brown. Yeah, AJ Brown said it on Twitter. It's like, that was me. They would escorted me out the building.
Right.
Yeah. The fumble on the punt return by the 49ers. At first they put it on the returner, but he was trying to he actually made a heads up play. He saw the guy touch the ball. He was trying to pick it up.
Yeah, he should have just dove on it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment, like he's trying to tell the guy to move, and he sees it touch it, like it's a split
because
second.
they were deep in their own territory. He's trying to pick it up and make something happen, but
definitely wasn't his fault though. Definitely wasn't his fault.
Non-elite Travis Kelce had 9 catches for 93 yards on 10 targets.
Man, he was making all
including that huge 22-yarder that got them down to the goal line at the end of regulation. Or that you gave him a chance to win it in regulation.
Yeah. Every time he gets open, I'm like, how does he get that wide open?
Yeah.
Like he stands out more than anybody. He's the biggest guy out there. He wears those bright yellow shoes. You can't miss him. He's right there. But he's just standing there by himself. It seems like every time.
I would love for MDT Sports, who is talking about Mahomes cheating again. I would love for you to put in the chat how he cheats.
Mahomes in particular cheats?
He says, no, it's not Jose. Mahomes is going to cheat Lamar Jackson again. And plus, Doc Rivers is on our team. He is very upset because he is not typing intelligently here.
When you say cheat, you mean like he's going to cheat us out of a Super Bowl, like take one from us, or are you saying like he's actually cheating?
He said they're cheaters.
How are they cheaters?
I don't know.
They're not cheaters, yo. Don't be that guy. Don't be that fan. They're not cheaters. They're very good.
What's up, Shug? Says the Ravens about to go 9-8.
Hey, as long as that gets us into the playoffs, and you don't believe that either, Shug.
No,
Agent E says Mahomes a sellout. How's he a sellout? Like, we're not gonna do this, y'all. We're not gonna do this. I mean, this you guys are looking very ugly right now.
I told you about Ravens fans, man. It's an ugly fan base.
You guys are looking very ugly, right? I mean, we had a shot. We had them at home. We had everything we needed to beat them. We just didn't beat them. You're not mad at the Chiefs. You're mad at John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're mad at. You're mad at John Harbaugh. Direct your anger and frustration at him. Yeah, this is it right here. Stanley Leonard says, KC, they're not cheaters, but I'm tired of seeing them win. Yes. Most people are, unless you're a fan of that dynasty, right? You're tired of seeing a great team win every time. That's what it is. Killer says, no beef with the Chiefs for me. Man, no beef with me either. The way I see it, it's going to be Mahomes and Lamar back and forth for Super Bowl titles every year. I don't see anybody else in that mix. Not even Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Right. Joe Burrow might be a Dan Marino type of thing. He had his shot to win it. I don't see it for him.
Right. No, they they're the best in the league right now. They have been for several years. They keep on proving it. And unfortunately for Baltimore, that you just came up short.
Yeah.
You just gotta try and improve and come back and do it next year.
Yeah, that's all it is. Burrow can't even stay on the field. Yeah.
Couple season-ending injuries.
Funny how the narratives change all of a sudden, right? Funny how the narratives change. Marcus Payne says this only means we have to beat them twice this season. Yeah.
Spooky J saying the dynasties are the worst part of sports, but that's not actually true. The reality is fans love dynasties. Because they love to, obviously the fans of the teams love to watch their team win, but all the other fans love to hate them. Dynasties are great for sports.
They are, because when you have a dominant team like that, you're waiting for that team to knock them off, right?
What's up, Tanja? It says, hey guys, the refs do cheat for them though. What's up? I wanted the 49ers to win so bad. Listen, the refs don't cheat for the 49ers or for the Chiefs. They're just better than everyone else.
Yeah, you're talking about bad calls being made. That happens.
Yeah, it happens both ways.
It just happened tonight for the 49ers because that catch by Juszczyk wasn't a catch.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't a catch, right? And they let that go. Like, the refs have done a bad job these last couple of years.
Yeah,
Right.
the refs in the NFL are bad. But they don't cheat. I mean, listen, the Chiefs got called for this season. They got called for 96 penalties. The Ravens got called for 102. That's a difference of 6 penalties. Are they cheating for Baltimore too?
Right. Right. Yeah. We can't just look at our team in a vacuum and say, hey, like they're out to get us. I mean, nah, it's the penalties was not what cost us that game.
If they were cheating for the Chiefs, that Kadarius Toney play would not have been called offsides.
Right. Right. No, like I said, I mean, what we're expressing here is just frustration about what our team didn't do. We didn't run the ball, right? I mean, and not Lamar not running the ball, because I know people trying to say, oh, well, Lamar had he should have ran the ball more. No. Your head coach John Harbaugh should have had his running backs running the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, like the 49ers did, which kept them in the game. In fact, I would argue they probably should have ran it more.
Well, I mean, Christian had 22 carries and 8 catches. Like they gave it to Christian. Arguably they could have given it to Mitchell some more.
Yeah.
Eric L says, "Greetings, brother man.
Salute.
Have a most excellent show. Should have been a great 8 as should have been great 8 as Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, but
I agree.
It's always next year.
Yeah. And the good news is the Ravens can be right there with the Chiefs. We have Lamar. We have a younger team on the offensive side. Don't worry about the defense. The defense, I mean, we got a young defense too. We got to see what they're going to look like once we do some reshuffling. But on the offensive side is where you need to focus. All right, because as good as the Chiefs defense is, they're not going to be like the Ravens defense was this year. Right? They'll be tough, but it won't be a type of defense that we can't score on if we do what we need to do this offseason.
No, but the other part of it though is, again, the Chiefs defense is very young.
Yes.
And they could very well shore up their deficiencies against the run this offseason.
Yeah. But a big part of it is what they're going to do with Chris Jones.
I think they're going to give him his money. That's what I imagine they're going to do. And, and there's a very, very, very real chance that their defense is better than Baltimore's next year. And they also go out and get Mahomes another good receiver to work with.
When you say they're better, you mean better than Baltimore's defense this year? Or
no, better than Baltimore next year.
I think they definitely will be better than Baltimore next year.
I didn't want to say it like that. There's a bunch of Ravens fans in the chat.
Well,
but yeah.
Okay. Let me say. But I mean, there's too many unknowns for me to say otherwise, right? Mm-hmm. Is it now because Baltimore still has talent on the defense, right? This is assuming they don't bring back anybody. They still have Roquan, still have Kyle Hamilton, still have Marcus Williams, right? Still have Marlowe, however you feel about Marlowe, right? Still a starter. Now, if Brandon Stevens still, holds up well, if some of these young players step up, like Ojabo Owe, Travis Jones, like those type of players step up, and Zach Orr is a good defensive coordinator, then yeah, we're back in business. But that's a lot of ifs, and I don't bank on ifs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Gary Collier says this game just proves how bad Lamar Jackson is. Are you talking about the guy who won his second MVP this past week, and in those 2 seasons got 99 out of a possible 100 votes for MVP? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, okay, he's trolling. You got your one troll. If you want another one,
yeah,
no, really.
No, I was just started reading it, but yeah, I mean, it's clear what Gary is about here, because Purdy did not play well in this game.
You gotta pay for your next troll. All right, you get one free one. You gotta pay for your next one. $ LBHTShow. Okay, that's
Arthur Millette is a free agent, so they don't have him currently.
Yeah. My friend Antonio, salute. What's going on? Says the Ravens got worse next year on offense, or they get worse on offense next year. Unfortunately, I don't see us hitting another offensive weapon, which Lamar needs. They don't have to get worse. Zay Flowers, pending his this off the field stuff. If all that gets cleared up, he'll be
Which it sounds like it is.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it seems like he's in the clear. He'll be better next year. They have to put some work into the offensive line, and they better go get some weapons. The low hanging fruit is signing Saquon Barkley. That
Well,
is easy to
that's
do.
the thing. They don't need to hit on an offensive weapon. They need to just go sign somebody they know is good.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
we're not talking draft. We're talking about
Pay
go
the
get somebody.
Bills is absolutely correct. He says this game just proves that beating KC in the playoffs will win you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless you're Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
but otherwise, that's facts.
Yeah. And look, Miles, you see the troll in there. You know what you gotta do. All right. We gave you that wrench for a reason. Okay. Yeah. The Chiefs, they know what they're doing, man. Like straight up, like that's we need to be following that. And like I said, Mahomes said that they're not done, and he said it very seriously. Like he said it like this was just another game.
Yeah,
Like yeah, and they're absolutely going to retool. They're definitely going to get some help on in the wide receiving core. Right, that was their weak point. That they're going to shore that up. So we had to go out there and make something happen, man. Go get a serious weapon for Lamar. Not some guy's developing, or he could be, or he he used to be good. Maybe he can recapture it. No more of those guys. Yeah.
The Chef 87 asks, "Hey fellas, would you bring back Nelson Aguilar?" Great question. We do have a video coming out on that shortly. Probably early this coming week, where we're going over all of the Ravens free agents and who should stay and who should go. But I'll go ahead and give you this one for free. I think they should bring Nelson back.
Yeah. I like how he played in his role. I think there's some value there. So yeah, I would say bring him back. But yes, there is a video coming out soon where we go over all of our pending free agents. All right, so stay tuned for that. All right. What free agent? Yeah, Antonio, that's a good question. What free agent isn't going to want to play with the Chiefs if they can play, if they can pay? Yeah, I just hope the Ravens can get some kind of love. Well, I mean, we just got to pay. Players will want to play for the Ravens as well. We are right there with them.
Yeah, and players want to play with Lamar, and the Chiefs. Let's say that they find a way to pay the top receiver out there. Let's just say that's T. Higgins. There's still, Michael Pittman Jr. There's still Mike Evans. There's still, Tyler Boyd, Darnell Mooney. There's still Curtis Samuel. There's still a lot of guys who can be effective, and they just kind of have to, like you said, they have to be willing to pay what it's going to cost to bring those guys in.
Well. Look who decided to show up. Are you bringing him up? Go ahead, bring him up.
I already brought him up. There he is.
You changed the background too.
I did change the background because we have to go to the dynamic background to bring in the third person.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. What's going on? I want to read this before. I want to read this from NDT Sports. NDT Sports said that tomorrow is his birthday. He said tomorrow's my birthday. Chiefs won Super Bowl. I don't like Big Bird Mahomes. Well, happy birthday, NDT.
It's funny you call it Big Bird. Big Bird run Sesame Street, just like Pat run the NFL, right? So unfortunate. You know what you should do? You should just try liking him. You'll have a much better time watching the NFL. It's one of those things, like, right? I always, when we were young, I did not like watching Michael Jordan because I was not a Bulls fan, and Jordan was always winning, so I hated it, right? And then, Kobe, I didn't hate Kobe, but I wasn't a Lakers fan at that point, so I wasn't really into watching Kobe. I was more of a Tim Duncan fan because he's from St. Croix, where half our family is from. But then, when LeBron came along, I was like, you know what? I hated LeBron early on. Hated him. But then I was like, well, watching arguably the greatest player of all time, I should probably just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you got the same thing going on in the NFL right now with Pat Mahomes. You're watching arguably the greatest player to ever do it. Just enjoy it.
But like the things that we're saying that you guys are saying about Pat Mahomes, right? That's how the rest of the league feels about Lamar Jackson. Okay. You're gonna have your haters, just in the media because they got it wrong about him. And it's the black quarterback trope, right? They don't like seeing him succeed. But everybody else, they're mad that they don't have Lamar Jackson. When they have to go and play the Ravens and they're seeing the things that Lamar Jackson does out there, it makes them upset, right? Like you look the 49ers, even though they're playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, I looked at a lot of content creators after they played us, and they're just like, Purdy's not him. Right. We don't have him. Like the Miami Dolphins were definitely like that. Shout what's his name? TD Fins. Shout out to TD Fins, man. Like he was upset. He was just like, y'all sitting here want to fool around with Tua. We need to get Lamar, right? Yeah. Like fan bases are upset that they don't have a Lamar Jackson.
MDT Sports says, I'm a Lamar Jackson guy. Mahomes never. But I'm a Lamar Jackson guy too. I told you, I think he's the best player in the league. I think he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson or than Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes landed in a much better situation. He's getting much better coaching. They do a better job of building the team around him. That doesn't mean you can't like Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Yeah.
You can appreciate more than one player.
Yeah. Yeah. Mahomes is great. I mean, it means we don't have to argue this. He's the 3-time Super Bowl winner.
3-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
How much is his paycheck going to be next year? Because the Chiefs don't. That's another thing. Like take note of this. Ravens front office, they're about to make Patrick Mahomes the highest paid quarterback in the league this offseason, and he doesn't need to ask. He doesn't need to ask for it. When he got his contract initially, he wasn't asking for it. They were just like, "Hey, come to the office. Let's work this out now."
Right.
Well, okay. You know what? You're welcome, because the Panthers have stolen away Kansas City's cap guy, so they're not the downfall has begun. We just can't see it yet. Can't see it yet.
But they also put in stipulations where last season he would get $1.25 million if he won MVP, another $1.25 million if he won Super Bowl MVP. So he hit those escalators, and it was the same thing for this year. And the way that, I guess your guy Brodny, the way he does the cap is, they said we're redoing his deal every 3 years. So no matter what his contract says and how much it's going to be for, every 3 years they're going to redo his deal, and he's going to get even more money.
Yeah, because right now he is scheduled to cost $57.3 million against the cap, followed by 60, then 63. So I mean, he's not going to cost that much. They're going to rework the deal however they can, but right now he's scheduled to be 57.3.
Yep.
Now on the other side of it, you got the 49ers, who I think they're still in a good spot, right? If they want to run it back, they don't have to pay Purdy until after next season, right? If that's the route that they go. I think if they're smart, they start looking at upgrading that position, because you don't want to pay him long term, because you got to pay Debo, you got to pay Ayuk, you might have to pay Juwan Jennings. Right. You got some guys to pay out there to keep this going, but they can keep it together for another year, because Brock Purdy's not going to cost them anything. They want to run it back with Brock Purdy next year, or they're gonna have to run it back, but during that time they can start looking at trying to upgrade that position. But they have everything that they need. Hey,
I had a feeling.
So I'll take Patty getting another one over Purdy getting one. Sorry, not sorry.
Facts.
Well, okay, so man, and shout out to Mikey, man. He's doing this thing. I know you guys miss OTR Mike. He'll be back soon. He's doing this coaching thing. Him and the whole OTR crew, OTR Brandon, OTR Quan, man, they're doing a great job out there with those boys, man. So salute to y'all. But he brings up a good point, right? You guys are sick of seeing Pat Mahomes win, but would you rather see Brock Purdy win it and Nick Bosa? Oh God.
I would have been happy to see Christian McCaffrey get a ring.
Yes,
he's a former Panther. He
and Debo and Ayuk.
And
Kittle
for sure. And Trent Williams. Basically everybody but Purdy, Shanahan, and Bosa. But
I don't have anything against Purdy. It's just the narrative.
No, I don't have anything against Brock Purdy either. But like you said, it's the way people talk about him that is infuriating. But yeah, like you can hate Pat Mahomes, but if there was no Pat Mahomes, you might be looking at Josh Allen with a Super Bowl ring, Brock Purdy with a Super Bowl ring, and then
Jimmy Garoppolo.
how do you think the climate would be for Lamar Jackson at that point? So think about that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it went down the way it went down, man. Like, this is best case scenario considering. It should have been us. That's just what it comes down to. That's what you guys are really upset about. I'm upset about it too. This was our year, and you can thank John Harbaugh for that. Okay. So, Antonio says, I said it on my Facebook. I'd rather Mahomes win over Purdy and Darnold getting a ring before Lamar. Facts.
I don't have any hate for Sam Darnold. Sam played his heart out in Carolina.
The good thing about good news for 49ers fans, and our older brother's a 49ers fan, is you're still in the NFC. You're still in the NFC. There's no reason why you can't run it back. The only teams you got to really look out for is I'm about to say only teams you got to look out for are the Packers and the Lions.
Maybe Phil if they retool.
The two of y'all really gonna act like that with me sitting right here?
Panthers aren't ready.
It ain't Bryce Young season?
Not yet.
Like it ain't Bryce Young season? What you gonna say when they sign T. Higgins?
I will say good signing in 2 years. They're gonna be great.
I wasn't finished. And Saquon Barkley, and fix the O-line, and get some players on defense. They're gonna bring Hassan Reddick back. He just asked for a trade.
Look at it, you're smiling. You can't even say it with a straight face.
I'm not smiling. Okay? I can't believe my co-host would do me like that.
All in one off season.
Why not? Right. Why not us?
David Tepper.
Right. Well,
the richest owner in the league. Well, second.
I think Canales. They got a good one in Canales.
They did.
They need time though. They need time. All right. What's going on, Nitro?
What's up?
Shout out to the One Again Show. Salute to you. Yeah, man. What's good is we sitting here watching the Chiefs. Win their third Super Bowl. This one should have been ours. It's just look next year. I think next year is going to come down to this again. AFC Championship game, us against them, and are we going to man up? Straight up. Right. Like, are we going to man up? Like, we need to impose our will next time, and I don't know, man. Like, maybe Lamar has to take it to another level where he has to go Aaron Rodgers and just tell John Harbaugh that's a stupid call. I'm gonna call my own play.
Fact, but it's gonna be a little more difficult next season, especially with Zach Orr running the defense, because we don't know what kind of defense we're gonna have, and we don't know which players they're gonna retain. And what's more important is it's gonna be really difficult now to guard Pat Mahomes with Justin Jefferson getting the ball from him. It's gonna be really hard.
He'll be the team to make it happen.
Right.
I don't care. I mean, defense matters to a extent. I'm not saying we're going to fall off a cliff, but I don't care about the players that we lose. I don't care that we got a brand new coordinator. First of all, I like Zach Orr. I think he'll be fine.
I do too. Yeah.
We're going to retain enough good players. I mean, most teams don't have Roquan, Colin Hamilton, and Marcus Williams on the squad. We got good players. EDC needs to do his job. Okay. John Harbaugh needs to do his job. I don't worry about that side of the ball. They'll be fine. The offense is where we need to pick it up, right? Because I'm not hearing anything about the defense being the cause of us losing the AFC Championship game, and they shouldn't. I don't blame them either. But they held the Chiefs to 17 points. We only scored 10. They should have held them to 9. Right? That's how the old Baltimore Ravens defense, that was this standard. That was the 2000s defense. That was the standard that they held, right?
And they scored.
Right. Oh, we only scored 10. They're not going to score 10.
Facts.
Right? Like, that's the mentality that they kept. So if we're trying to recapture that, I mean, it's not realistic, but that's how you got to look at it. And it's not going to be the case, so start investing in the offense.
All right. And let's not depend on Travis Kelce Jr., Mark Andrews, to think he can be that guy, because he's not that guy.
Yeah. Bazel, what's going on? Thanks for coming through.
What's up?
Killer says, fired Teflon John. He's not getting fired.
He's not. Unfortunately.
He's not getting fired. But keep the pressure on him as fans. You keep the pressure on him. You keep questioning, what is he doing out there? Make him nervous. Okay. Hey, you see the power, right? Because when he tried to hire a game manager, say, you know what? I don't even want that pressure on the field. Like, I want somebody else to do it so I can blame him. We shamed him into not making that hire. Right? Because how's a contract fall through? How is it? Oh, they couldn't work out anything. Is Jerry Rosenberg? Is he hired anywhere else? Rosberg is he hired anywhere else?
He's not. He's essentially just a tenured special teams coach. And he left us. He retired from us, and then I think he went to the Dolphins. He went somewhere else.
Broncos.
He went to the Broncos, and no, he went somewhere else. Then he went to the Broncos, and he's jobless. So you telling me you can't get a contract done with a man that doesn't have a job?
Right. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on right now? Right? Like you can't get that done. No. What happened was word got out what you're trying to hire him for, and people shamed you into not making that hire.
Right.
That's what happened. Attitude Pop, what's going on? Says Shanahan has blown 3 Super Bowl leads, and his defenses is Doc Rivers or John Harbaugh. You guys gotta. I get the Doc Rivers reference, but Doc Rivers is an NBA champion. He went to the finals twice, won once. All right, so he's not John. So John Harbaugh isn't Doc Rivers. John Harbaugh has been to 1 Super Bowl. Right. And obviously, Kyle Shanahan isn't Doc Rivers either because he hasn't won anything.
Right.
He's been 3 times, but hasn't won. So you're making a comparison to Doc Rivers, right? Because he's the meme right now. He's a hot meme right now. But Doc Rivers is an NBA champion, right? 2-time finals appearance. He's an NBA champion as a player too, right? Didn't he win one as a player?
Yes.
Yeah. They ain't Doc Rivers. Z the Beast, what's going on? Says Kyle Shanahan is Cheddar Bob, only head coach, offensive player, play caller to have a 10-point lead in every Super Bowl.
At least a 10-point lead.
Sheesh. That's rough, man. I don't feel sorry for him. Right? You chose to have Brock Purdy out there.
All right.
Okay. And you came close. But once again, you can't settle for field goals. Like earlier in the game, they went for it on 4th down. Did they? Yeah, they did score a touchdown on that play. Yeah, they got that touchdown on that drive. I felt like in overtime, you're right there. It's 4th and 4. You gotta understand the situation here.
Right.
You gotta understand. I can't settle for a field goal and give it to Pat Mahomes.
Facts.
Right?
Because if they miss it, they still got to go 80-something yards.
Yes.
So either way, but
yeah, I mean,
but the missed PAT was huge.
It was.
Because it wouldn't even have gone into overtime.
Yeah.
Is that scripted? Was that block scripted? was the punt that went off the back of somebody's leg scripted?
Right. How they choreograph that?
That's right. Talent right there.
That is talent.
Yeah. Enzo Uchiha says, "Greetings, fellas. I believe Lamar will take his game to another level this upcoming season and get us over that Chiefs hump." Okay, all right.
He's got to.
And shout out to Jared for the tip. Let me get back to the page here. He says, "Did y'all see Andy Reid almost backslapped Kelsey for acting crazy?" I saw him almost fall over. But Kelsey bumped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. Does the animation work? We cannot.
So I gotta. It's because we switched the scenes. I gotta figure out how to get it to work on the dynamic scene.
Gotcha. All right.
I got to read them.
Okay, I appreciate that. 80 people in here. Okay, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. All right, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, you are the newest dynasty in the league. All right, Pat Mahomes is that guy. It's your time to celebrate. And Pat Mahomes says, We're going to celebrate. We're going to take a couple of days to celebrate, and then we getting back to work because we're not done yet. All right. And you know what? I believe him.
I believe him. Listen, I didn't even think they had to win the Super Bowl to be a dynasty. You think about it: 6 AFC championships, 6 AFC championship games, 4 Super Bowls, and if they'd have lost 2 Super Bowl titles, to me that's still a dynasty. But they just take it a little bit further. But my question is, do you think that they can become the first team in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls back to back to back?
Nope. Ravens going to win it next year.
They
can be.
They can, because the Ravens are not going to win it next year. Praveen says, did the 49ers make a mistake in electing to receive the ball in overtime after winning the coin toss? I think they did. I think that coaches in the NFL probably, I mean, to be fair, this is the first overtime game in the playoffs. But they're not adjusting to, because, this is it's college. In college, you play defense first because you want to know what you have to do.
Right. Well, okay, let me ask you, like, in overtime, from what I understand, the first if they would have scored a touchdown there, the game's over, right?
No, not in the playoffs.
Not now.
Not in the playoffs.
That's the regular season rule. This was the first game under the new overtime rules for the playoffs. So they had scored a touchdown. Kansas City still gets a shot on offense.
Gotcha.
So so to me, it's like college where you want to have the ball or you want to play defense first, so hey, if I need a field goal or if I do have to score a touchdown, because had they kicked off, they're not kicking the field goal on that 4th and 4.
Facts. And what I didn't know was even when they scored that touchdown with 3 seconds left, if they had not run another play, it would have gone to the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. I'm like, it really changed it.
Outside of that, they're lucky that dude caught the ball, because there's somebody on Twitter last week or during the bye week who said they just got word from the NFL that they were going to get their first double overtime Super Bowl this year, making a joke about it being scripted.
Oh, that's
they
right.
were 3 seconds away.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Ooh. Ooh. 3 seconds away. And shout out to Tony Romo for letting us know, for keeping us informed on that. All right. Tony Romo's doing a good job on TV, and Hendo says,
He's doing.
I think he's doing a good job with stuff like that, like keeping you informed. Yeah, I think he's doing a good job with stuff like that. But I have read something about how they pulled him into me and had like an intervention about how he needs to work harder.
Yeah, he doesn't prepare for games.
Yeah, but he knows what he's talking about, though.
But not as much anymore. Like, if you really pay attention to him talking now,
I know
he's going down the Phil Simms route. He's going down the Phil Simms road where he just trails off mid-sentence. He'll just be making noises. He sang multiple times during the game tonight. He needs to start putting the work in. Shout out to KP for the $1 donation. He said, I was so salty that the Chiefs punked and mocked the Ravens, and then they go on to win the Super Bowl. I'm sick. And this was the worst team that they're gonna have, so this was really the year to get them. They already talking about a three-peat.
Yeah. It's time for the EDC we trust, right? We trust EDC. It's time for that EDC we trust to put into work this offseason. Stop playing around with this. Well, we have to get draft picks to maintain our team, and we like our guys. No. It's time to get superstars. Do what it takes to get those superstars. All right? You do that, and we can beat this team.
Yeah.
All right?
I don't know why they're so focused on drafting guys who they need to develop for 3 years before they make an impact. Mm-hmm. Go get guys
and then let them go.
Now.
And then let them go. Yeah.
And then let them go.
Ayo Fons says some coaches aren't as hungry for another Super Bowl if they already have one. That's why Harbaugh isn't aggressive and leading like a 2012 Super Bowl.
He didn't lead then.
He definitely didn't lead then.
He didn't lead then.
He had a team of leaders that carried him.
Facts.
Fair says he be interrupting Nance. You don't interrupt Jim Nance. No, you interrupt Jim Nance all you want. That dude is terrible.
Osman says superstars at what position? Wide receiver, running back.
Yeah.
The ones that make big impacts on the game.
True.
Yeah. Baltimore, they go out and they get superstars at middle linebacker. They get superstars at safety. It's just not. It doesn't make a huge impact for them.
Yeah. Also, stop asking. Not you, Osman, but stop asking. How are we going to do it? Whenever it comes to the offensive side, when it comes time to get a star wide receiver, right? It's, well, how are we going to do it? Man, do it.
This ain't Madden.
Yeah, figure it out. I believe, this is my belief, that Justin Jefferson can be had for the right price. Okay? The man did not re-up with the Vikings. They came to him with a extension offer. He turned it down. I think he wants out. They drafted Jordan Addison, who's a beast.
He was.
Right? I feel like, hey, make us a good offer and we can make this happen. He's available. I think B doesn't agree, but I think Devontae Adams could be available from the Raiders.
True.
Right?
I don't think so anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, still, you call and make the offer. Mm-hmm. Definitely, for certain, Stephon Diggs is available. Okay, he wants out. I think the team is ready for him to be out.
Yep.
Right, half the fan base is ready for him to be out. He's definitely available. There are some options there, and obviously T. Higgins is in free agency. B doesn't want us to mention him,
right.
But
you can mention him all you want. Like I don't know why you say that. Like I'm fine with you wishing him well on his way to Carolina.
Wow.
What does this mean, NDT? He wants a big receiver. What do you mean?
How about we get one that can play?
We've
had big receivers.
You'd rather have Kelvin Benjamin than Justin Jefferson because measurables.
Tommy Streeter.
Yeah. Okay. Look, as our guy Emery Hunt would say, size is not a skill. Okay. I don't care about a big body wide receiver unless his name is Mike Evans.
Thanks. Let me ask you a question.
Haslam said he wants you to include O-line in your answer. O-line's a given. You have to protect Lamar no matter what.
Yeah, when we talk about superstars aren't O linemen don't usually get tagged with that superstar label, right? So when we're talking about superstars, I'm talking about the skill positions. But yes, I already mentioned at the beginning of the stream that the O line needs to be fixed.
NDT, Justin Jefferson is a much better receiver than T. Higgins. And I love T. Higgins. He's a much better receiver than T. Higgins.
Let me ask y'all a question. Yeah. Is Jordan Addison a big guy? Because he's like 5'11".
Right.
I don't hear Minnesota complaining.
How tall is Tyreek Hill?
Hey, how tall
5'9".
How tall is the best receiver to ever play for Baltimore, Steve Smith?
How tall is 5'9".
How tall is Puka Nacua?
5'11".
Yeah. Get that out of your head. We gotta have a big body type thing, man. Like, I don't know where does this ridiculous narrative start? We gotta get a big body 50-50 ball guy. No, we gotta get a guy that can play.
Commentators.
Yeah.
Right. Daniel says, I saw Tommy Streeter at the Denny's in Owings Mills. He looked like he was scared to order. That's when I knew.
What? MDT, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. Like, come
on. Are
bruh.
you drunk?
Are you high? Listen, what is it?
You can tell us, man. This is a safe space.
What is it? Justin Jefferson is in his what? Going into his fourth season?
Yeah.
He's going into his fourth season. Going into his fourth season, he would already be the Ravens' all-time leading receiver in throughout the franchise's history in 4 years. In 3 years, he's done it. T. Higgins can't stay healthy. I love T. Higgins. And T. Higgins can't stay healthy. Right. So 4 seasons, he would already be the Ravens' all-time leading receiver.
Here's what Justin Jefferson has done in his 4 seasons. Rookie year, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Second year, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Third year, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns. So if you're keeping track, he's going up by 200 every year. This year, he only played 10 games and had 1,074 yards with 5 touchdowns. Okay, you don't sit there and say you want somebody other. Like, if you don't think that you can get him, that's
in comparison. Because I was looking up stats too. T. Higgins 2020, 908 yards, 6 touchdowns. Next year, 1,091 yards, 6 touchdowns. 1,029 yards, 7 touchdowns. And this year, 656 yards in 12 games. 656 yards, 5 touchdowns. They're not the same.
Right.
It's not close.
It's nowhere near close.
Money making Mitch.
And T. Higgins is a good receiver.
Yeah.
A very good receiver.
He's just not Justin Jefferson.
No.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if we get T. Higgins, he'll be our Justin Jefferson.
Facts.
Money making Mitch, the Streamlabs link is working. It's just the way we have it set up, the animation isn't popping up right now, so we're gonna have to have that fixed before the next show. So I do apologize, but thank you for the $3 donation. He said, "What would Lamar have to do to surpass Mahomes? Do you guys think he could ever reach Mahomes' level? If you're talking about legacy, he's just got to win Super Bowls.
Right.
Like that's just what it is. If he stays in Baltimore." And John Harbaugh continues to be the coach and Eric DaCosta continues to be the GM, then no, he will not reach that.
So he has to win at least one, right? Probably two. He doesn't have to win as many as Mahomes, right? But he has to win a couple. He's got the MVPs under his belt, and just keep playing at a high level, and that comparison will be there. Yes, people put a high value on the number of Super Bowls, but I don't feel like you have to have the same amount of Super Bowls as another person to be considered better than that person. You know what I mean?
MDT, Jamar Chase wasn't even there. T. Higgins' rookie year, and he only had 900 yards. And then in 2022, Jamar Chase played 12 games and had more yards than T. Higgins. He is also a better receiver than T. Higgins.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
That's why they're gonna pay Jamar Chase and they're gonna let T. Higgins walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's Lamar beat this man Mahomes? Man, I don't know who can anymore. People going to say Burrow, but his stuff was kind of fluky. Burrow had his chance. I don't think the Bengals are going to get there again.
Listen, attitude pop. I do not agree with you. You can say it's fluky, but he's the only quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes 3 straight times, and once in the playoffs. So I don't know about fluky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it because they ain't beating us.
Right.
They ain't beating us.
Man, look, I thought I hated John Harbaugh. Killer Cam is on a whole nother level. For the last 52 minutes, all Killer Cam been saying is fire Jordan Harbaugh.
All right,
Yes.
Teflon John.
Yes.
John.
We agree with you.
Thanks.
Osmond says if we get Jefferson, that opens up the draft for us. We could always draft another wide receiver in the 3rd or 4th round. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get Justin Jefferson, you don't have to go wide receiver in the 1st round. You can go O-line in the 1st round. You can go. Huh.
Hold on. If we get Justin Jefferson, understand we're not going to have a first
you're
round
not going
pick.
to have the 1st round pick, but yeah.
Yeah. We probably won't have next year's 1st round pick either. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So we're talking about we might not have our 2nd round pick, but we'll we can use the later picks on defense if we feel like we gotta come up on defense a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? No, I don't. Very little resources need to go to the defense this year because play with the toys that we already bought for you. It's that type of thing.
Right.
All right. We got a 1st round, 2nd round pick at edge rusher, Owe and Ojabo, and I just feel like, man, either you're going to admit that you messed up with those picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to say, no, we do believe in them, and this is the year that they have to break out. Right? And I feel like this has got to be the year. They have to break out. They have to give you that production that we got from Kyle Van Noy and Clowney this year.
Right.
So... yeah, we need to we need to make it happen right there. Travis Jones spent a third round pick on Travis Jones.
1st round on Mullins, 3rd round on Stevens.
Yeah. No. This is it. No, they let them play.
Right.
It's time. Let them play. All right. We paid Roquan Smith $100 million. I don't care who's next to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like they'll be just fine. Roquan is the guy. All right. Mm-hmm. So that defense, we put a ton of resources there. I ain't even mention Pepe Williams and Jalen Armour-Davis. Nobody likes to bring up their names, but we were all hyped up when we spent the picks on them. Time for them to go out there and earn their keep, or cut them and say, hey, we messed up all around here and we got to start getting serious about our picks. Stop hoarding 12 picks.
Yeah.
And well, that's one of the things about this draft. They said that the Ravens' possibility might be to trade back to get more picks.
What you doing with our background here, B?
So I changed the scene so that the animation will pop up when people donate. But I don't know how to add the background while we're on camera. So
I see.
I think it's more important to have the animation. So
well, all right. So let's play some of those animations for the people that donate already, if you can. If you can, I know I'm putting you on the spot here. See, look. We're making a transition, so we're gonna have some growing pains. This is one of the things, but it's fine. I think you guys are enjoying the new setup. This was I don't know how many of you guys remember our Streamlabs days. We were streaming straight from Streamlabs. That was an adventure. That was an adventure. Sometimes your comments would pop up with the emojis. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes it'd just be the word description. You know. Sometimes our overlays would be a little off balance.
That's right, B. Get her done. Show EDC how you transition.
Yeah.
In times of pressure. Under times of pressure. There you go.
There you go. Money making Mitch. Salute. We read that already. What would Lamar have to do to surpass Mahomes? Do you guys think he could ever reach Mahomes level? Yep. Salute there. King Hook. Salute. Appreciate your comment here. It says Harbaugh is annoying. They need to change their mindset of being the underdog and play with confidence rather than humble. No, they blew it, man. They had their chance to be that guy, right? They were the man the whole year. You know, they're the team to beat, and you know they folded under pressure. And shout out to Jared, appreciate the donation. Yes, there we go.
Jared says speed can be overrated as well. Y'all remember Yaman Figures and Perry? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You can't fixate on any one particular skill.
Right.
I mean, you know, except for route running. If you're talking about wide receivers, you gotta be able to run the routes. But yeah, like the size doesn't matter. The speed doesn't necessarily matter. You gotta get guys who can get open and catch the ball.
But see, I think that's where the Ravens go wrong, because they've said this many times in the past. They look for weight, size, and speed. They never mention anything about skill. They never mention anything about loving football or just being a student of football. They just want somebody that's big, that's fast, and weighs a certain amount. And I think that's one of the problems that we run into with the offensive line in the modern day of the NFL. We just don't have the mobile offensive linemen that can do the pulls and the traps and do all of these things. We just got these big guys, and once they get set in their ways, guys are just running right around them. So we really do need to change our mindset.
Yeah, that burned Carolina too. With in the short time that Matt Rule was there, they didn't draft Rashawn Slater, the left tackle that went to the Chargers, because his arms weren't long enough.
Stupid.
It is very stupid.
Instead of just watching his tape,
right?
Facts.
Where he dominated Chase Young in college. Right. But the measurement, the arm measurement, tape never lies. The tape measure never lies. All right. Stupid.
It is.
Thank you, KP.
Hey, salute to KP for the $1 donation. You have a comment?
We read the comment already. It was
okay.
a issue there, so I didn't put it back in.
Oh, that's cool.
Gotcha.
That's cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
As you think about it, with the speed aspect of it, one of the best wide receivers in Ravens history is Derek Mason. He was not big, nor was he fast.
Yeah.
But he can get open.
Yeah. Let's see. Super Brother says Raven system not designed for route runners. Yes, it is.
There's no such thing as a passing system that is not designed for route runners, bro. That's not a thing.
Yeah. No. No. The system, like it needs some tweaking, right? They need is that situational plays where it's clearly that the team's trying to blitz and we can't get the ball out of their hands real quick because they're running their routes are taking too long to develop. Little things like that, but no. I mean, we're not going. All right, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to make excuses why we shouldn't get a Justin Jefferson,
right?
Because I already see where you're going with that. All right, we're not doing that. We're not going down that route of, oh well, he'll just waste his talents here. Well, let him waste his talents here. Let him get here and then waste his talents, and then we can have that conversation. But let's get that player.
You know where he's wasting his talents? Minnesota.
Yeah,
Playing with Kirk Cousins.
Like Lamar in Baltimore.
right. We not
doing
a
championship game. So
yeah.
Finally.
No safe picks.
Justin Jefferson been there or not?
It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
they got there with Case Keenum. They got there with Keenum being on the case.
Mr. J, Panthers fan says we didn't resign Reddick, drafted a long snapper over another inside lineman. Slater was there, traded up for a 25-year-old defensive end, etc. Yes, Panthers made a lot of bad moves.
They missed about 5 picks in that draft. With J.C. Horn.
You know what's funny? We did a video. That was one of our more popular Panthers videos. Man, those Panthers fans were.
I think it was popular. It was one of our more viewed.
Yeah, one of our more viewed and commented on. We said J.C. Horn was the wrong pick. Whoo! They did not like those comments from us. But you know what? We were 100% correct.
Super Brother says they don't design plays to get one guy open, which is fine, but that is not anything to do with route running. Route running will get the guy open whether the play is designed for them to get open or not. That's what route running is.
Yeah. Panthers they fumbled a few times, but we're gonna see how Dan Morgan does. I mean, cross our fingers on that. You know, hopefully he does a good job. I do feel really good about Canales though.
Yeah, I feel good about Canales. But man, like listen to the next 5 picks after they took J.C. Horn. Patrick Surtain, who's just a better corner than J.C. Horn and not injured every year.
And they said it.
They
said it on the draft.
Devontae Smith,
yeah,
who's a good number 1 wide receiver. Justin Fields. Now, look, Justin Fields is in a bad situation in Chicago, but he's still playing better than
I think
Panthers quarterbacks have been over that period.
Who's next?
Micah Parsons was next. They've been searching for that other edge rusher. I think that would have solved it. Then Rashawn Slater at that left tackle, and then even Elijah Vera Tucker at guard. So it was a tragic pick right there.
I think Justin Jefferson was the pick you should have made. Not just Justin Fields. Justin Fields was the pick you should have made. Mm-hmm. Had you picked Justin Fields, because I think he can play, right? But if you have Justin Fields, you still have Christian McCaffrey on your team right now.
Facts.
You still have
DJ
Moore on your team right now.
And we see what they can do together. We see what they're doing in Chicago.
Yeah. And you have your first round pick right now.
And second and first.
Yeah, right. So this team looks a lot different.
That's cool.
It's not cool. It's not cool.
But the downside is you might still have Matt Rule.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
And Scott Fitterer.
No, they wouldn't. They are terrible.
Yeah.
King Hook says, "Do you think we use a first round pick on O-line or receiver? I'm personally hoping O-line. Well, we don't have a first round pick, King Hook. But thanks for the question.
Talk about the Ravens.
Whatever, man. Ain't nobody talking about the Ravens.
Well, you know they talking about this defensive lineman out of Missouri. Of course, even after all we've been through and all we've seen for the last 6 years, they're still talking defense in the first round.
Yeah.
I think King Hook. I think we need to trade our first round pick. It needs to be part of a package to get Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. If we can't get Justin Jefferson, like I said, go down the line. Try to get Devontae Adams, and then try to get Stephon Diggs.
Right.
That's what needs to happen. Or AJ Brown. Right?
You don't seem happy.
Well, would you be playing with that fraud?
And I think he's not a fraud. And
why is he so unhappy then?
I think
I
think AJ Brown can be had for cheaper because of the situation, right?
Yeah.
And his contract.
His contract may not even have to give him a first round pick.
Yeah,
I believe so.
So
I wonder why that would be.
And I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear a word about his attitude either.
We need that.
Yes. I want somebody with that attitude, with that mean streak. So AJ Brown, come on down.
Let's go.
If we can get AJ Brown for like a second round pick, oh my god.
That would be
You know what I'm thinking. Trade a first round pick for something else.
Facts.
We need to take more picks out of EDC's hands and put them in the hands of other teams in exchange for proven talent.
Right.
Super Bowl, I'm not sure where you get the idea that Cincinnati's done. I mean, just because their quarterback was out all season. Pittsburgh is also not done.
They're talking about trading for a quarterback.
They made the playoffs without a quarterback. Cleveland was a problem this year, so I mean, I don't know about next year when they get Deshaun back though.
We can't sleep on the AFC North. They didn't have a losing team in the division. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I think we are the best team in that division. Right. Can't sleep on the Browns. But also they are the Browns. Okay. Yeah. See what you say. I know where you're going with it. But every time I start to think that way,
right,
we get this Browns.
True.
Right. So, but yes, like I mean, they have all the pieces there, man. Like you cannot sleep on this team.
They won 11 games without their quarterback.
With 4 quarterbacks
and
Nick Chubb,
top 4 running back in the league.
Yeah,
fact.
So,
and they're talking about shopping for a wide receiver to go with Cooper.
So I'm not sleeping on them at all. Can't sleep on them. Can't sleep on Cincinnati. But I just think we're better than Cincinnati.
We are
flat out. And that was when they had T. Higgins and Joe Burrow healthy. I felt like we were just better with them when we have Lamar in the game. Now they're not going to have T. Higgins. All right.
Maybe. If they franchise tag him,
I don't think
they get one more year. It depends.
But maybe.
If
but
Joe Burrow says that's what I want.
Even if they keep him, I still feel like we're the better team.
We are most definitely.
So I'm not. I feel like we do what we need to do. We're the top team, and the Steelers. We'll see if they get a quarterback. That's the only thing they're really missing. They get a quarterback, then that's going to be a problem. But I feel like they won't.
Super Bowl says Browns might get a Higgins. I don't know why none of y'all on this channel can hear T. Higgins going to Carolina.
Why would he come to Carolina?
Why would he go to Cleveland, Hendo?
Playoffs.
All right, look, 75 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. All right, we're here to celebrate the Chiefs. You're Super Bowl champions. All right, back-to-back champions. If you are the 49ers, listen, you came up short, but you can make another run at it next year.
Sure.
Okay. Brock Purdy is still on that rookie deal. Man, talk about having it rough. Like Brock Purdy is on that 7th round pick money.
He shares a home with a teammate because he can't afford to live in San Francisco by himself. Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I mean, I think he can afford to.
I mean, he can, but most you don't want. I mean, with the taxes, they take 50.
He makes several $100,000 a year. He can afford to live there if he wants.
But if
it's very expensive in San Francisco.
But if you take out the 50% tax in San Francisco and also the tax that you have to pay in each state that you play in, I'm not saying that he's broke, but
he's still bringing home $200,000-$300,000.
That's not enough to get a house in San Francisco, bro.
Yes, it is. He doesn't have to buy it outright out of pocket. He can absolutely get his own place in San Francisco.
But you ain't get a 30-year mortgage, right?
And then he can pay it off the next year. I'm saying, you know why he doesn't have his own place in San Francisco?
Because he don't know he's staying.
Because he ain't sure they're going to give him the money.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, don't put down roots when you don't know for sure. Don't put down roots so you got that long-term deal. I would be suing the NFL about Brock Purdy. That is insanity. If he had gone undrafted, he'd be getting his contract right now.
He was really leaning on that. He was really banking on getting that MVP, get some bonus.
Well, I mean, he gets a bonus, but
and the adjusted system that they put in where if you outperform your contract, you get a certain bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah, so he's gonna get a nice check out of that. But God,
this playoff checks.
I would be suing the hell out of the league. I'd be running for the union president. Like, how you let this happen? 7th round picks can't be sitting here waiting 3 full years to get paid if they play well.
They're starters for each year, man.
Yeah. But there he is.
Hey,
There he is.
did y'all see what a real fullback looks like in this game, Ravens fans?
I mean,
Oh,
no,
our former fullback.
Yeah,
yeah,
did you see what a real fullback look like with that catch
that's all
and the
good.
plays that he was making? But the good thing is they might be cutting Pat Ricard to save that $4 million.
He ain't catch that ball anyway.
But still,
He didn't catch
it was
it.
a good. It was a good effort.
He really didn't. But yes, 49ers, you can run it back next year if you feel like that's what's going to be interesting. Like you had a full year Brock Purdy, you got to the Super Bowl, but there's some things along the way that really made you question your faith in Brock Purdy, right?
True.
Now, had you won the Super Bowl, you could say, hey, it's all worth it. You had ups and downs. You can write it off. But you didn't win it. And now you have to ask yourself, can we do it again? Because, again, like you look very dominant throughout the season, and you did make it to the Super Bowl. Do you feel comfortable running it back?
I don't know. He didn't look good versus Green Bay, and he didn't look good in the first half versus Detroit. So
Right.
No, but they won both those games. He let him down for the touchdown to go ahead in this one. He let him down and got the field goal in overtime. Like they're not going to turn on Brock Purdy until he makes that money.
AZ, they
And
don't
then
have
it's on him. That's when they're going to turn.
AZ. They don't have to cut Duvernay. His contract is up.
Yep.
But again, it's that thing you always talk about though. Yeah, he's not as good as Pat Mahomes. He's not as good as Lamar Jackson. He's not as good as Josh Allen. He's not as good as Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or Jordan Love or Dak Prescott or even Jalen Hurts or maybe
Jake Browning.
I wasn't gonna go there. That's messed up. But a lot of guys.
Cincinnati's offense got better when he came in. What do you mean?
But they can't get none of those guys. They got Brock Purdy.
They get Jake Browning.
So it is.
But they could get Justin Fields.
They could.
They could get
maybe.
But I guarantee you, they don't think that he's better than Brock Purdy.
Do you think he's better than Brock Purdy?
Yes. I think he has the ability to be better than Brock Purdy. He hasn't played better than Brock Purdy up to this point, and I think a large part of that is because of where he is and who's coaching him and all that.
Do you think he's better than Kirk Cousins? DDB says he's not better than Kirk. I think they're the same.
Kirk is. Listen, I don't want to sound like a hater. I don't.
But you are.
But screw you. Every time Kirk Cousins is in a big game, he turned the ball over, or it's 3rd and 18, and he throws a 5-yard pass. Man, like he's not that guy. Like I said, they went to the conference championship with Case Keenum, and they said, we're a quarterback away. Got Kirk Cousins, and ain't been close since.
Like Kirk Cousins is exactly the same as Brock Purdy. What is the worst weapon Kirk Cousins has played with in his career?
Well, I think Brock's better than him.
Santana Moss is the worst wide receiver he's had in his whole career. Santana Moss was not whack.
True.
I think Brock's better than Kirk. If I had the choice, I'm not swapping out Brock for Kirk Cousins. I'm not doing it.
I'm not even going to go that far. I'm going to say they're exactly the same. Both of these guys have had nothing but talent around them their whole career. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see what it looks like without the help.
No. But I what I'm saying is I think that Brock has a more of a sense of the moment than Kirk does. Like Kirk's a disaster under pressure.
True, I agree. The one component we're not thinking about is Kyle Shanahan working with Justin Fields, because he even made Sam Darnold look like a competent quarterback. I mean,
yeah.
I think he could get the best out of Justin Fields, and Justin Fields would be a lot better just with the intangibles and the offense that they're running, because Justin Fields can do it with his legs a lot better than Brock Purdy could. So you put him in that system with Christian McCaffrey and all those weapons, they might do some things.
Super Brother says you can't win a Super Bowl with a game manager, so San Francisco can't get any better. You won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different game managers, Super Brother.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, now Trent Dilfer, that was a different era, granted.
Sure, it was a different era, but Joe Flacco wasn't.
No.
Denver won the Super Bowl with just a straight up bad quarterback in 2015 because Peyton Manning was awful.
Terrible.
Philly
Eagles won with Nick Foles. You can absolutely win with. I mean, I know they didn't win it, but they were literally one throw away from winning the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo.
True.
You can absolutely do it.
Yeah, you can. It's not ideal, and you have to have all the pieces in place, right? But you can. because not every team can get the special players.
It says, "Why are you mad?" Because they surround their players with talent. My question to you, Suge, is why can you not hear the conversation that we're actually having?
Is he talking to us or is he talking to?
No, he's talking to us because we mentioned Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy reminds him of Ben Roethlisberger, so he gets
and it's a sensitive spot for him.
Yeah, it's really
he gets real upset,
touchy feely,
Yeah, that's why he cut off the show last week.
That really is.
That's the.
I think that. Oh, no! I think about it. That is why he got mad. Because I asked the question: would you rather have Brock Purdy or Kenny Pickett? And his face got red. His face got red. He's like, okay, I think we got to go now.
Yeah.
What are the Steelers going to do? I like this is a genuine question. Like, what are they going to do at quarterback? Because obviously, all jokes aside, like Kenny Pickett is not the guy.
Nor is Nathan Rudolph, nor is Mitchell Trubisky.
That goes without saying. But should believe in Kenny Pickett at the beginning of the year. I don't think. No, no hating, Suge. Just I'm curious. Like, how do you feel? I know you don't like Kenny Pickett anymore. Nobody believes he's that guy. What do you do at quarterback this offseason?
Why are you asking him a serious question? You know he's drunk.
Oh
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What's his 1949 comment from Super Brother? What's that in reference to?
1949.
I don't know.
Zeta B says Trey Lance to me ran QB power and has never been the same. They had their guy. They should have stuck with Trey Lance. They should have stuck with him and let him develop. Like he needed more time to develop.
I agree. I mean, I agree that he needed time to develop, but they're in win now mode.
Yeah,
with all their contracts.
But they drafted him. What does it cost them to keep him?
I think what it costs you is chemistry. It costs you, the
Brock Purdy looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, so like if you made the decision that Brock Purdy's the guy, you move on from Trey Lance just because you don't want that hanging over the team the entire season.
Right.
Yeah, Brock Purdy's the guy for now, but he's not the guy forever.
But that's exactly the point right there. Like you don't want that talk all season long because they went through a 3-game losing streak where Brock Purdy threw like 5 interceptions or whatever, and it would have been nothing but put Trey Lance in there. And you can't mess with the confidence of your starting quarterback when you're trying to make a run.
You do the same thing that Kansas City did with Al Smith. You're not here long term, but you're going to be the guy this year. Go out there, no matter what. You go out there, you play. We're going to put you in position to get another contract elsewhere. But this year is your team, and they're going to give it to Pat. You do the same thing with Brock Purdy. Hey, no matter what, this is your team.
The difference is clear talent. Like Mahomes is clear talent, so you know you're going forward with him. When with Purdy and Lance, you don't really know which one.
Well, no, Trey Lance is more talented.
No,
he was a better prospect. We assume he's more talented. He hasn't shown that.
Yeah. Well, no, he's more okay. He's more physically gifted. Let's put it that way. He's more physically gifted, right? Who's a better quarterback? Yeah, they're both young, but Purdy won the job. You say, hey, look, Trey Lance ain't ready yet. We putting him on ice for now. Don't worry about it. You're not looking over your shoulder. This is your team, right? We're still developing.
You can say that, and it's all well and good to say it. But we all know that many teams have said that and gone back on it. And again, even if you don't go back on it, you don't want to be dealing with those questions every single week because you will be dealing with the questions whether you say that or not.
I care about questions from the media.
You absolutely do because it's going to bother players, and you don't want a situation where some of the players start to say, "Man, he's not playing well. We should go to Trey."
Especially during that 3-game losing streak. Right, during that 3-game losing streak, they'd have been like, put Trey in, and it would have divided the team.
I don't know, man. I think they're more mentally tough than that.
We've seen divided locker rooms before. I mean, we saw a divided locker room with McNabb and Owens, and he didn't even play quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, what did Skip call him? Team obliterator. He was so proud of that.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like that would have been a situation. I just don't.
You don't take the chance with it because for what?
Right, they have too many big number contracts to experiment between the two quarterbacks. Like,
Is it just because Brock Purdy is young and he wasn't established? Is that the only reason?
No, I'm saying you don't want a quarterback controversy no matter what the situation is between the two quarterbacks. And as long as Trey Lance is there, there's going to be that controversy because, you drafted him high, you traded up to get him, and he was supposed to be the guy. And so, no matter what you say, if Brock Purdy makes a mistake, he's going to look over his shoulder no matter what.
Like I said, it's the same thing with the Chiefs with Al Smith, right? Like he
it's
didn't play
different.
perfect all year.
But it's different, Jose. Patrick Mahomes is the future. You know this. Like, there's no question. Alex, I love you. You've done a lot for us, but I know Patrick Mahomes is going to take us somewhere you couldn't. We don't know between Trey Lance or Brock Purdy if either one can do it at that point. So it's different when you know where your starter is.
And it was the plan to sit Patrick Mahomes. That was never the plan with Trey Lance. It was never the plan to have him on the bench. He sat the bench because he got hurt, and then, at times he didn't look good, so he ended up on the bench. That was not the plan. The plan was for him to be the man from day one. I mean, you look at just with the Jets this year, they ran out there every week talking about Zach Wilson's our guy, right up until he wasn't.
Well, Zach himself kept on saying, I don't know if I want to go in this week, coach.
No. I'm talking about before all that happened, when he was just starting. They're like, no, Zach's our guy. Zach's our quarterback. Zach's our quarterback. Zach's our quarterback. Trevor Siemian's our quarterback, actually.
Well, you know what? You made the investment in the quarterback. You probably should have just made it work with Trey Lance or scout better next time. Good Lord.
But if you have a guy who's playing much better right now and your team's ready to win, you don't go with the lesser talent just because.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying do better with your scouting next time.
Well,
yeah, 3 first-round picks down the drain.
I don't think it was a scouting issue. Like, he's a guy that
didn't work out.
No, I don't even think it's that. I mean, it didn't work out because he got hurt. But I'm saying they knew what he was. They knew he needed to play. He didn't get reps in college, and you need a lot of reps. Brock Purdy was able to walk in and play because Brock Purdy was, I think, a 4-year starter in college. He got a ton of reps. They knew when they traded up and got Trey Lance that he needed a ton of reps, and he just never got it.
No, but what I'm saying is, he needed a ton of reps. He needed some development. They were in win now mode then, right? So maybe that's not the right fit for your team that's trying to win right now.
True.
I don't think they were in win now mode right then at that point. But I mean, what I'm saying is like they knew going in that he needed the reps, blah blah blah. They just assumed that he was going to get them, and he didn't get them.
Yeah.
Like, they had the plan that he was going to start, he was going to get the reps, he was going to develop, but then he kept getting hurt.
Super Bowl said Lance will take Prescott's spot anyway. No, they won't. No, they won't. People are way too hard on Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's not going anywhere. He is their quarterback.
Man, he should be going somewhere.
Where? Well, how do you like? Who are you gonna get better than Dak Prescott?
I mean, nobody with that attitude. But no, they weren't in win now mode when they drafted Trey Lance. They went 6-10 the year before, and then they were better obviously the next year. But they were 6-10 the year they went and got him. But no, Dak Prescott. Listen, you can't keep playing like that in the playoffs. You can't keep on being the favorite and I'm the MVP. Let's all pound the table for Dak. Oh, this is our year. Oh, what, we're out already?
Yeah.
First game? Gosh.
That Green Bay game, yikes. That was almost San Francisco. Ooh, a couple if they hold on to that pick six, ooh.
True.
That was almost San Francisco too, but man, Dallas got the brakes beaten off of them in Jerry World. That can't happen, yo. That cannot happen.
First year starter.
But Dak he's a top quarterback though. You can't just bounce him out for what? You gotta have a plan. You can't just say just get rid of him. What's the plan?
No, look, I think you can. Just like with coaches, you can say, hey, this isn't working. We need to do something else at quarterback. And now, I mean, obviously for them, they just signed into that deal, so it's not like it's easy for them to just get out of it right now. But I mean, you're never gonna know, about your replacement until you try it. That's just the way it is.
No, but you don't say get rid of him and we'll figure it out later. Like, who are you targeting? If you're saying, hey, I want to run it with Justin Fields, let's okay, fine, that's a plan, but not, like we're just, it's not working out. Yes, we're a good team, but we're it's not working out in the playoffs. Let's get rid of them, and then we'll figure it out. That gets everybody fired.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. But no, what I'm saying is like you're not going to be able, like you can have an idea, say, oh, we'd like to target this guy, but you're not going to know that that's going to work until you are in it. Like you can't do that, right? And no, they're not going to move on from him. But look, if they come back next year and they win 12, 13 games and they go out in the first round or in their first game, I'm not arguing that dude needs to stay. For what?
Well, Mike McCarthy will be gone before Dak.
True.
I mean, we'll see. Mike McCarthy should have been gone this year, but here we are.
80 people in the chat. All right, man. We almost at an hour and a half. Hit that like button, okay? And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. The offseason is officially here for everybody. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and their fan base. Celebrate, enjoy, and then back to work. This is what your Super Bowl MVP said, Pat Mahomes. He said, hey, we going back to work. We're not done yet. All right, we'll see about that. Okay, the Ravens will have something to say about that next year, okay? Because we're not done either. We're going to make some moves, and we're going to be right back in your face in the AFC Championship game next year, all right? The comeback starts right now. So lots to talk about this offseason. The Chiefs aren't going anywhere, man. I mean, I tried to tell you all at the beginning of this year that they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere next year. I think this is the Ravens needed to see this. The fan base needed to see this. That this is real. Okay, that team is the real deal. That's what it's going to take to beat them. But you know what's going to take. We played them at home. It's a close game. We should have won it. But their will was stronger than ours. Now we know what's going to take going into next year. All right, we got to have that kind of mindset that they have. All right, they know teams are going to gun for them. They don't care. They want all the smoke. Right? They're ready. They're ready for y'all. We need to be that team.
Z the Beast says, "Who do you think is the best quarterback in the draft?" I think Jaden Daniels is. Me personally, I haven't watched like the quarterbacks a ton. Just watching the games. So my impression is Caleb Williams, but I will be updating that in the offseason after actually watching, the several games from all the quarterbacks. Right now, I would say Caleb Williams.
I would say Caleb Williams too, but I've seen some tape on Jaden Daniels. He looks good, but like we got to really look at it because we don't watch that much college football, right? We don't. I watched more of it this year, thanks to Dion, and just players getting paid again. That I was kind of boycotting it a little bit because I can't stand watching that free labor anymore. Another thing, we're gonna talk about this too. I think we'll talk about this on either the Overtime Show on Wednesday. You want to be a part of that? Patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. I saw Maryland head coach
Mike Locksley.
Yeah, Mike Locksley complain about one of his third string running backs coming to him saying, "Hey, pay me $100,000 in NIL money, or I'm hitting the transfer portal." And I see a lot of people like, "Oh, well, third string, he can't be asking for that." Yes, you can. It's a free market. He says, "Pay me, or I'm going to hit free agency," because obviously he believes in himself, right. And I don't see what the problem is. If you're saying he's not good enough to be your starter or backup, he's third string, he's not worth the money, fine. You let him go, right? Why are you making a big deal of that? Yeah. Okay, hey man, nah, I can't give you that money. If you can get it somewhere else, go get your money, but you're not getting it here. And then you replace him, right?
Yeah. But that's the topic for Wednesday, like you said. Hendo, who do you think is the best quarterback in the draft this year?
Caleb Williams, but I do think Jalen Daniels is the second best quarterback, even though they're trying to push the narrative on Drake May.
I mean, I think what's happening is they're pushing a narrative on Jaden Daniels because Drake May was the top quarterback from last season, also, and Jaden Daniels was nowhere to be found.
Don't do it. I'm telling you guys right now. I have not been wrong on this. When I dub somebody the Mitch Trubisky, okay, That's what he becomes. That's what
All right,
Zach Wilson was.
Don't be scouting the helmet now.
First of all, you are 100% wrong, Jose. Drake May is the next Sam Howell.
And Sam Howell was very good this season.
And about to get benched. 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. That's not that good.
I was talking to OTR Quan today. He's a commander.
I know a dude who turned the ball over 20-something times and got to vote for MVP.
Quan, by the way, not a Sam Howell fan, not a fan of Dan Quinn. I just asked him. I was like, "Yo, how you feel about the Dan Quinn hire?" He went on a rant, a profanity laden rant about that hire. He is not happy with it.
Yeah. Super Brother says if Chicago doesn't get Marvin Harrison Jr., they are foolish.
But what if they don't want Justin Fields?
Right.
Yeah, which is what the prevailing wisdom is, that they are getting ready to move on from Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams. You always take the quarterback over the receiver, regardless.
Also, OTR Quan said, if Marvin Harrison's on the board when they pick 2, get Marvin Harrison and figure out the quarterback later.
They're not going
to. That's why you don't listen to fans, especially Washington fans.
He said, "Yo, I don't care about quarterback. Get Marvin." He said, "Marvin Harrison, we'll figure out the quarterback later."
I don't care who's going to get the ball to him. I'll complain about that later.
What if it's Justin Fields? What if? No. Okay, let me finish his thought. His thought process is Michael Penix might fall to the end of the round or second round. Mm-hmm. He figures you get Marvin Harrison and move yourself in position to get Michael Penix.
I mean, go ahead.
I think that Chicago, they may pull a Houston Texans. They may draft first and second, or first and third, because it's not a lock on who the New England Patriots want. And there's a proposed trade that the Patriots are going to trade with the Ravens at 30, so they can draft Bo Nix. So if you can get your quarterback later on and they can trade that third pick, Chicago might be getting Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, in terms of Michael Penix, I mean, you're talking about a guy who has had 4 season-ending injuries, and in the game against the best competition he's played looked terrible.
He did.
So yeah, I wouldn't put my eggs in the Penix basket over taking my quarterback at 2.
But they might draft Drake May, and they deserve that.
Y'all just Drake May haters. That's all.
I'm not a hater, because my thing is this: they're trying to push this narrative that Drake May is the best quarterback prospect in this draft. It's just the fact that he had a new offensive coordinator, and that's why he didn't look as good. But my thing is this: no matter what team he goes to in the NFL, he's going to have a new offensive coordinator.
I don't think anybody's trying to push that.
Tim Hasselbeck. Tim Hasselbeck has been.
We don't listen to Tim Hasselbeck. I meant somebody serious.
Ayo Fonz, I'm glad you said this. I want to address this too. Ayo Fonz says Lamar needs to not prove he can throw like the best of them and just play because no one can pass and definitely run like he can. He needs a little rookie Lamar mentality and take off in the open field. I 100% disagree with this. Lamar Jackson knows what he's doing out there. He needs to not go out there and just take off every single time somebody's not open. Hold your coaching staff accountable. He's not the running back of this team. Okay, he's running plenty already.
Yep.
But the problem is every time he makes those spectacular runs, it takes the pressure off the coaching staff and it gets them lazy. And they're saying, "Oh, well, we don't have to do better with our play calling. Yeah. We don't have to do better with getting personnel. We can just he'll bail us out." No, he needs to keep doing what he's doing and put the onus on Harbaugh. And it's working because initially after the game, people were putting it on Lamar. But after people looking at the stat sheet and saying, hold up, Gus Edwards only carried the ball 3 times? Justice Hill got it twice? What's up with that? Right? Like, no, that's the problem over there. Not Lamar not running enough. He's running plenty.
And again, we talked about this on the show right after the game and everything. But I put this on Ravens fans just as much as Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta. You are the only fan base who will look at a 2-time MVP quarterback and be like, he's the problem. He needs to change the way he's playing. Not. And I went through the same thing in Carolina with Cam, where it's like, oh, we don't need to fix the O line because Cam can escape pressure. We don't need to get that short yardage back because Cam can run. We don't need to get playmakers because Cam is the playmaker. That's what is going on in Baltimore with Lamar. Like, they're not changing their philosophy. The only reason they have Odell and Zay is because he was a free agent and he held their feet to the fire and said, "Get some help in here."
Yeah.
But that's not their philosophy, and you've seen their philosophy the entire time he's been there. After that game ended, you had people telling us he needed to pass better, he needed to run more, and he needed to call better plays.
Yeah.
No, he needs to go back into that office and say, "Trade me again," because it's absolute nonsense. Like, you cannot look at a guy who's proven multiple times that he's the best player in the league and say, "You know what? Gus is fine. That O-line is fine. I'm good with Odell making $18 million and having 500 yards. Lamar's the problem."
Yeah.
So why are people still saying bring Odell back?
Because
I mean,
I don't care the price. He's a year older, a year more banged up, and he didn't even play 25% of the snaps on average throughout the season. And I think he
Yeah.
played even less during the playoffs. I don't need somebody coming in the second half making 3 catches and like, oh, there you go, feed him now. Like, I don't care if it's for $4 million. That's $4 million that we could pay to somebody else because we're up against the cap.
What
And we
they
need to make
say-
smart moves.
Okay, what if they say, hey, we're not going to bring back Aguilar and Odell's going to play that Aguilar role?
It makes no difference. We need playmakers. I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
I'm
we
sure
need
you
a
can
wide
get-
receiver core. Like, we need that third and fourth wide receiver.
Right, but what I'm sick of is I'm sick of getting these overage wide receivers that come in for a year or two. Give me somebody younger that Lamar can grow with. So now we can get that timing down. Even if he's cheaper and he only gets you 300-400 yards, at least we know they're on a trajectory that, hey, I trust this guy, I know where he's going to be, and I can depend on him doing certain plays. You bring Odell in next year for what? He's not coming back for a third season. So what would we bring him in for? He's not a difference maker.
and I don't think he's going to sign back for to be the fourth receiver in Baltimore.
For a diminished role. Yeah, I see your point.
He played like it.
So get a younger wide receiver. Not a rookie, but get like a younger wide receiver that's going to be here for a few years.
Right. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did that. I mean, they did the same thing with Flacco. They
Yeah.
never gave him a consistent wide receiver to grow with. They just kept bringing in pieces and like, oh, play with him for 2 years, and then we'll give you somebody brand new again. Like, Lamar needs this continuity, and hopefully we have that with Zay Flowers and whomever else they decide to bring in with him.
Yeah.
Not use Isaiah Likely. Get better players.
Get better players.
Yeah. I mean, they're using Isaiah Likely, and he did fine in his role, but we need playmakers.
Right.
Playmakers, so when the offense is stalling a little bit, he can get the ball to somebody and they can do something with it. Somebody mentioned Saquon Barkley earlier. Yeah, we talked about Saquon Barkley. That should be a no-brainer. As soon as free agency hits, he needs to be signed to us. I don't want it. I don't want to hear any excuse about it. The only way it doesn't happen is if he just, he just resigns with the Giants, or they tag him or whatever. That's the only way. Like, he doesn't actually hit free agency. But Saquon Barkley needs to be at the top of that list. Next is Josh Jacobs. All right, make it happen. Get somebody on this team to take the pressure off of Lamar. Every other top quarterback has it. We're sitting here talking about Pat Mahomes. We saw firsthand what Travis Kelce did to us, and he did it again tonight. Right?
82 yards in the second half, 9 catches.
Yeah, Mahomes didn't have a great. He didn't have a great first half. He started out terrible in the second half, but they got it going. And this is the worst that they're going to look on offense because they're going to add more weapons, right?
And they're going to fix that O-line.
Yeah. I mean, on the other side, Brock Purdy, he has no superpowers. He's Iron Man. He's a regular human being, just jumps into an iron suit. Right?
Super brother, you gotta stop, bro. Marvin Harrison is Randy Moss with a better skill set.
Nobody's Randy Moss.
Like, and listen, you're saying, oh, the Ravens need to trade all their picks to get him. They do whatever. The Bears would be stupid not to try. How many Super Bowls Randy Moss win? The answer is 0.
He was close. He's
Yeah,
been
he
East
was
Coast.
close.
He went with the 49ers. He went with the Patriots.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, Marvin Harrison looks like he's going to be great, but you cannot project him to a Randy Moss trajectory. He's got to go out there and play. Maybe he becomes that, maybe not, but like just let him play. And I mean, and we can trade all of our picks. It's not going to get us up to number 1 or number 2.
No,
it's just not going to happen.
It won't get them close.
No.
Enzo says, "Would you guys be opposed to bringing Hollywood back or open
Not at
to bringing
all.
Hollywood back?"
I would love it.
Yeah.
He could be number 3, number 2, number 3, but still go get Justin Jefferson, go get Stephon Diggs. We missed on him 2 times earlier. Bring him in. Get an AJ Brown. Like, just imagine Lamar Jackson. Imagine us rolling out in the AFC Championship game versus the Chiefs with Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Hollywood Brown, and maybe AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley. How are they gonna stop us? I don't care how good their defense is. How are they gonna stop us?
Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady
Right.
on the team that went undefeated.
And he set records for touchdowns that season.
Yep.
They didn't win.
And they destroyed teams that year.
Did they? Except for the Ravens when we got cheated at the end when your man called that timeout.
Oh, Rex Ryan,
Rex Ryan called that timeout.
the defensive coordinator, thought he was a head coach for a second.
And we stopped him. We'd have nixed that undefeated season in the bud.
Oh, so man, I was like, what are you doing? Where did you get like who gave you permission to start calling timeout? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm getting upset like that happened yesterday. Otto says, do your homework and draft the right wide receiver. Nah, no more drafting.
Go get a proven player.
Yeah, we're done with that. I don't want any more rookies. All right, there's plenty of good wide receivers, really good wide receivers out there that we can just go and get. So that needs to happen this off season. All right. Mm-hmm. You got Mike Evans, T. Higgins that are just going to be out there in free agency most likely.
And Michael Pittman possibly as well.
Yeah. And like I said, Saquon Barkley, I want Saquon Barkley on this team.
Right.
You know, like it's time. That's the other thing too. It's time to get a 3-down back. It's time to get a running back that you have to hand the ball to. Not just a bunch of guys. I don't want to hear anything about Keaton Mitchell. Right? He looked good for that 1.5 games that he played for us.
Damn.
Hopefully, when he comes back halfway through the season, he'll be all right. What are you looking at?
Dre Greenlaw towards ACL.
I saw that
running
from
oh
man, I felt so bad for him.
Osmond, no.
Nope.
Listen, if you want to say they cost too much for your cap situation, just say you're fine with not winning.
Okay, so let me ask you, Osmond. So does that mean we don't bring back Matabike?
Right. Because I'm guessing he's fine to pay $23 million a season to.
So that means you're cool. So and if you say yes, cool. Because like I'm on the mindset of don't bring back anybody on defense. Don't bring back Matabike. Don't bring back Patrick Queen.
Don't bring back Geno Stone.
Don't bring back Geno Stone. Don't bring back Clowney or Van Noy. Don't bring back any of those guys.
Arthur Millette.
Yeah. So you're saying you're saying don't bring back any of those guys. All right, so don't bring back anybody on defense. I mean, we have some money. We're not,
Yeah, look, you can open up the money that you need anytime you want.
Yeah.
If they decide that, now I'm not saying you can go and sign Evans and Pittman and Higgins, but you identify the guy you want, you can get them signed.
So
but you can.
You can. My question to Osmond is, how did the 49ers pay all those players? How does Buffalo pay all their players?
The Chiefs pay all their players when they had Tyreek Hill too.
How
and Frank Clark.
How did Chiefs paying that money with Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes under a $450 million contract?
Well, I mean, I'm saying at one point they had Pat Mahomes on his deal. They had Chris Jones on his deal. They had Travis Kelce already paid. They had Tyreek Hill already paid. They had Frank Clark already paid.
Yeah,
like, you can pay people if you want to pay people. Baltimore doesn't want to pay people. And that's why Baltimore falls short every year.
Because here's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of what they thought was going to happen with the Rams. Like, oh yeah, they're paying all this money up front. They're trading away their future, and at some point it's going to catch up to them. But they didn't catch up to them. You know why? they did what you guys keep giving Ozzy credit for. They drafted really well.
Yep.
With not first round picks.
Right. And Enzo, I believe Calvin
Yes.
is a free agent.
Yes, he is a free agent. Yeah, they don't have EDC doing the drafting, but everybody wants to say in EDC we trust and give him so much credit. Credit for what? For 1 year production out of players and then letting them go?
Yeah. It's time for us to really like be all in on a season. I don't care how much.
Alex says that San Francisco's paying those guys because they're not paying the quarterback, and Kansas City chose not to pay Tyreek. Kansas City did pay Tyreek. They didn't pay him the second time.
Right.
Yeah.
And listen, y'all weren't paying Lamar either. So what happened? What happened in the first 5 years, Alex?
Right.
Ain't shit happened, right? You ain't paid nobody. You was out there talking about let the young guys cook. Not you, but Eric was out there talking about let the young guys cook. Talking about James Prochet and Devin Duvernay. Oh, we got you, DeMarcus Robinson because he got cut twice this offseason.
Right.
Like that, I don't want to hear any excuses for Baltimore, man. Like
Des Bryant was just sitting there on the street. What a steal!
Right. It's been 6 years of them making excuses for why they can't have nice things.
But that was different.
And you see what happened. You're 0-6 with a 2-time MVP quarterback. So listen, I don't want to hear excuses coming from the castle. And I definitely don't want to see any of y'all sitting in the chat making excuses, knowing how mad, and upset y'all were 2 weeks ago when you didn't get it done against the Chiefs.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we got to start wrapping this up because it's almost 2 hours. I still got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, some of us do.
Yeah, some of us.
Yeah, man. It
Yeah.
Monday morning's a killer.
King Hook says, remember when Bateman and Price was the leaders?
Prochet.
Oh, Prochet. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, one of these days you guys are going to stop arguing with us on what we need on the offensive side. Okay? No more. No, like Osman, you have good intentions. I feel you. I appreciate that. Don't worry about what the cost is. That's not our problem to figure out. All right? Hashtag make it enough. That's one of our hashtags too. Hashtag make it enough. That comes from Friday when Smokey's mom sent him to the store to get a pack of cigarettes and she gave him $1. He said, hold up, this ain't enough. But she said, make it enough. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Make it enough. I don't care how you get the money. Get the money.
Okay. So the excuse was San Francisco's not paying Brock Purdy, right? That was the excuse, correct? So what about the Los Angeles Rams when they gave Matt Stafford a new contract, paid Aaron Donald, paid Cooper Kupp? Who else did they pay? They paid Jalen Ramsey, and they paid somebody else. So what was the excuse there? Because they paid their quarterback a lot of money.
I think Ndamukong was on that team too, right?
Was he? They paid that whole team a lot of money and went to a Super Bowl. So what was the excuse for them? Oh, that's different, huh?
Yeah.
Ferris.
Was Von Miller there?
Ferris.
Yes, they paid Von Miller.
Why, Ferris? Why you can't ever stay on topic, Ferris?
God, man. Ferris.
No, you don't. Nobody in here listen to that new Beyonce that just dropped.
No.
What you talking about, Ferris?
We didn't.
Just to derail the show. Thank you, Ferris.
Thank you, Ferris. And yes, pay the bills. The Saints every season they go into the offseason with at least $60 million in cap debt, and then 2 weeks later they have $80 million in room to spend.
Guess what they do? Oh, this is the cap can. Let's go ahead and kick that down the road.
Right.
But the road never ends.
Right. And that's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, it's going to catch up to them. It doesn't catch up to them.
It's never, ever going to catch up to them.
What catches up to them is hiring Dennis Allen because they were one game away from winning the division and being in the playoffs this year.
Yep.
It doesn't catch up to you.
Yes, the road is the highway. It's the Autobahn.
And we riding a bike.
All right.
They gave Taysom Hill a $100 million contract and lowered or increased their cap space.
Right. By like $40 million.
I know that sounds ridiculous to Ravens fans because y'all don't know how to work the cap like that. But Carolina did something similar. They paid Jake Delhomme, I believe it was like $25 million 1 year to get out of cap trouble.
Who was we arguing with? Was it Couch Rider Raven we were arguing with about the cap? He brought up the Saints. I was like, yo, I said, wait till the offseason. That cap is going to disappear. And they went from 70 mil over the cap to like $40 million
30
cap
40.
space. Yeah. He was like, how? I was like, try to tell you, man, like that's not real.
Y'all keep believing these lies that the front office pushed to y'all.
Yeah. All right. We're getting out of here because this is hashtag no 2 hours over here.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Hit
yeah,
that subscribe button. All right. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. That is the LBHT show. That's where you'll find us this Wednesday. We'll be talking all kinds of stuff. Look, football season's over, but we're not done talking football. All right. So tune in. We gave you a little teaser of some things that we're going to discuss, as well as the overtime show. The overtime show is on our Patreon. So sign up to Patreon at patreon.com/LBHT show. If you have $5 in your pocket, it's well worth the investment. All right. Hendo also has a channel. Okay. He's blowing up over there. Hendo, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at the Rogue Pod on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I do a Sunday show, 7 p.m. live stream. You can find all of us along with OTR Mike, Chris Just Joking, and Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films on Sip to Tally doing the Ravens Roundup. Are we doing the show Monday?
I don't know.
But normally you can find us there at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, you can find me on Tuesdays live with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation, doing all things hip-hop, especially old school. But we're transitioning. We're trying to bring in some new school stuff. We're doing some things like that. And then also at 9:45 on Tuesdays, you can find myself and Brodny with Suge on Suge Knight 323 doing the Steel Claw.
That's not what it's called. It's called The Steel Conspiracy, and it's a Ravens and Steelers show, and it's hosted by Suge Knight and Hendo.
And Brodny.
All right. There you have it. So once again, hit the subscribe button on your way out. We'll be back on Wednesday. B, are you ready? I see you got it loaded up in the back there. All right. Listen, this is a new setup here. Fingers crossed.
It's
all right.
fun. It's gonna work.
It's going to work.
All right. Hit it.